All righty, my friends. We are back for day 2 of this crazy tournament. I'm pretty sure most of us are kind of wiped out from day 1, so we're going to try to wake back up and be ready for some more FTL action. I am super excited to be joined by a guest who I know well because I played his mod for a long time, a year or two ago, and I'm really happy to have him here join us to help kind of cast and be a guest on the stream. His name is Slow Rider X Core. How are you doing, Slow?
I'm okay, I think.
It's a little nerve wracking being on stream sometimes, right?
You have no idea how stressful this is, but I'll cope.
Well, I'm very glad you are here, even if it is stressful, because it's awesome to talk to the people who make a lot of these awesome mods come to life. You're kind of known for SMPK Insurrection, right? How did this thing come together when you created it?
It's been a long journey, I can say that much. Hmm. I'd say it started round about the same time that Dark Twins started working on his balance mod. I
Okay.
kind of wanted to, I was I was curious to see how FTL modding in general would work, and it seems simple, but it really is kind of a pain in the ass to try and get everything working with no bugs whatsoever.
Yeah, it's basically game
Especially the
development, right?
events. You have one mistake in the events, and the whole game crashes, and you have no idea what caused it.
Well, it's you've done an amazing job with your mod. Do you want to kind of tell people a little bit what your goal was when you were creating SMPK Insurrection, and what you wanted to add to the game?
Well, at the start, it was just the polish kit, effectively, which was just basically my own take on a balance mod. But at the same time, it would also fix a whole bunch of like tiny little graphical issues that you could spot in like little places here and there. Like just as like a quick example at the I think it's the top left corner of the Kestrel B. There's a part of the floor graphic where there's supposed to be like an indent where the doors are supposed to be, but for some reason there's only an indent for one of the doors and not the other. I think,
Okay.
at least. But yeah, it's like those tiny little details that only someone with fake ADHD would pick up on.
Someone who can't help but notice every little tiny detail would
That's
notice.
pretty much me in a nutshell.
Well, I'll tell you, for those who aren't familiar with SMPK Insurrection, it's a mod that one of my favorite things about it is you created weapons that have different types. Like there will be weapons that have a fire type, an ion type, and like a shield pierce type or breach type. And I always thought it was really cool to have that kind of variety. Is that something that you did from early on, or you kind of added later to add variety to your run?
That was I can't quite remember exactly when that started in as far as the development of Insurrection went, but I know that it was effectively developed as like a counterpart to the Infinite Arsenal that was present in FTL Captains Edition.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wanted to do that, but I wanted to make it handmade and to make sure
Okay.
that I got everything right and that it wasn't, well, okay, so the crazy thing about Infinite Arsenal is that the vast majority of that was made via program, where
Okay.
he created a program to like create all the stats and affect all the weapon graphics, and it was absolutely insane.
Well, we have seen some pretty awesome big rework mods with Captain's Edition with Multiverse. I want to talk more with your mod, but I do want to get the run started. So we'll chat more about SMPK Insurrection. But for now, let's actually introduce our contestants who are going to be playing today. We have the amazing Farb, who we got to know and love yesterday, actually gets to play and compete today. So Farb, can you hear me? Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go. Looking forward to it.
Since you're playing and I'm not, I'm gonna like just vicariously play through you. So
There you go.
you
I
know,
mean,
if you
you are
win,
me, so we're good,
I
right?
am you and you are me. So I'll be rooting for you. But Hurpix did really well in the practice run, so I'm looking forward to see how he plays. Hurpix, are you feeling good? You think you'll be playing well today?
Absolutely good. I was a little bit nervous on the test run, but right now I'm absolutely good.
Well, nice. You got your jitters out, so you're kind of ready to go. We have 3 ships that we picked. So let's get into pick man. I think I picked the Zoltan B, I believe, for this run. And yeah, let's see. And then Slow, which one did you pick?
I picked Kestrel A.
Kestrel A, okay. And then I believe Kassalian. Actually, I don't know if I heard Slug B. Oh, he said the FU Hurpix ship was what he picked. All right, so I believe Farb has first ban. Is that right? Okay, Farb, what are you going to ban out?
Cass.
He's going to ban out Cass. I ban FTL.
No, but I don't want to play Slug B. No.
Thank you. You're a man after my own heart. All right, no Slug B.
Too
Hurpix,
bad.
what are you going to ban?
Too bad, because I don't like to play the same ships as I did before, so I'm planning Zoltan B.
Okay, all right. So we're going to go vanilla Kestrel A and see how FTL is going to treat you guys. And let me get the seed ready here. So, Slow Rider, you picked Kestrel A. Was there any particular reason you like this ship, or is it just because it's kind of the first ship you ever get to play?
I think that's pretty much it, really.
You like the stock standard ships. You've done so much modding, it's probably nice to see a regular ship for once, huh?
That's I can understand that.
All right, as Kassalian gets us over the other screen, I'm going to manually or type in the seed in Discord, but and I'm also going to read it out online, out loud on stream, so people can enter if you want to play along with the players. It's going to be seed 729347. 729347. All right. This is one of my favorite things about mods with hyperspace, letting you do seeds. I think this is so cool. So, all right, we got the seed, we got the ship. Farb, are you ready, sir?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, Hurpix, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Kestrel A in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, man. So Slow, have you been so our transition scene's gonna go too. Slow, have you been watching the tournament so far?
I think I watched the first 2 runs, I think.
So how have you been liking the format? How do you think the competitive nature is of this event?
It's hard to really describe. I think everything's all balanced out and it works out in the end. But that first match when was it between Freddy and Retreat?
In Retreat, yeah.
Which Retreat somehow took almost twice as long as Freddy and still won. That
Yes.
was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, that was so cool to me because we got to see kind of a clash of styles. You know, Freddy playing pretty darn fast, but Retreat eking every tiny bit of scrap and ship fight out.
I
And it
did
kind of
notice
shows
that
that
Freddy ended up buying Clone Bay on that one.
Yes, he did. That was an interesting choice. He went Clone Bay, and he also had backup DNA bank. He was going super security mode on his crew. Have you ever, you know, with your kind of mod designs, did you ever add have ideas for adding new crew types or races or anything like that?
Well, before Hyperspace, it was pretty much only the quote-unquote ghost crew, which
Right.
was pretty much adapted by pretty much every mod that was available at the time. But since then, honestly, I don't feel like it's worth it. At least for me. I'm not exactly a graphics designer or anything, so
Sure.
trying to design a whole bunch of different crew sprites and making them all work, I can't see myself managing to pull that off.
Well, what is it about modding that draws you to it? What do you enjoy? What's the things that you love to work on? Is it weapon types? Is it different ship ideas? What is it that really draws you to modding?
There's kind of the massive satisfaction when it comes to putting a whole bunch of things together, and when you see it's all put. I can't help but I'm just looking at the screen. It's both the
Yes, I think
both
Kassalian,
exactly
that we
the
might be
same.
we're seeing somebody's screen twice. I'm not sure which one we're seeing, but both of them are mirrored.
See, that's the ADHD of me.
There you go. Slow will notice that immediately. That detail is exactly the same. They're neck and neck right now. It's amazing how alike these runs are. But
I think
you
I've
said
cursed
you
this
like
already.
when you came up with your your different weapon types, you know, like the different fire types and things like that. Were you kind of taking a page out of like Captain's Edition or Arsenal's book, or was that
I
kind
was-
of your right take on it?
Well, at the time, Arsenal Plus didn't really exist, and it certainly didn't exist in the translated state.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that started as like a Russian mod or something
Yeah,
like that?
it was created by a Russian fella going by the name of Bamalf or something like that. Bamalf.
Okay, okay.
And as of lately, he's actually created his own game, which is kind of ridiculous.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
We'll be getting to that eventually.
Yes.
But for now, we'll just continue on.
All right. Well, this is now we got our two screens. Farb looking like he's at a solar flare right now. Artemis and Burst Laser. Good start with the ship.
He's hoarding a bit, isn't he?
Hoarded a bit of
It's
scrap.
like
He is.
Yeah, 106 and no shield buffer. That's kind of. I don't
Do you
know.
like to get second shield pretty early on this ship?
Usually you get it straight away, and depending on what mod you're playing, you even get first shield buffer because you never know what's going to completely destroy you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I often like to get that shield buffer because of that early shield hack event. Can always be a pain. Speaking of hack events, you have a lot of extra events in your SMPK Insurrection, right? You said it's always a pain to create new events because they can crash like crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a good real good event engineer in terms. Well, certainly I'm not good at coming up with ideas for actual brand new events, but I do know how to finagle with them and get them pointing in the direction that I wished them to.
Mm-hmm. Well, Farb picked up an early hacking, which is always good, which is probably why he was making all that scrap.
Yeah,
Really
figures.
good. Ooh. He's looking at the automated reloader, but selling a weapon to get a reloader.
That meta from the FTL Discord.
What is the meta there?
So, someone are trying to come up with an automated reloader meta who I think is it the guy who currently has the streak, overall streak? Is like
Hollow?
I think he's actually managed to get. I don't think it was Hollow. I can't remember the name, but I think he's got a win streak of triple digits now.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't understand you,
mad.
Cathalian. Okay. Well, the automated reloader meta, is that what he's trying to build?
You'd have to ask him.
Okay. Well, Farb, he's looking at that shield buffer, but
Thank you. His name is Neozar.
Oh, Neozar. Okay. Very nice. Well, Hurpix does not have hacking, and he's actually got less scrap, and he hasn't invested anything. So I feel like he's either gotten less ship fights or just a little less good RNG here. This ship kind of starts. It's kind of the most vanilla ship, but it's also kind of one of the best weapon starts in the game. Burst Laser 2 is so strong, and Artemis is such a good weapon that I feel like getting early defense actually makes a lot of sense for me because your weapons are so strong through like the end of Sector 1. Do you play a lot of vanilla FTL slow, or do you kind of just stick with modded stuff when you play now?
At this point, I've kind of almost forgotten what it was like to play vanilla FTL. The last time I did, I still had my iPad, and I was playing FTL on iPad.
On iPad, nice.
Funnily enough about that, I believe I was the first person on the FTL Reddit to actually post a win on iPad.
Nice. I think I saw somebody in chat one time saying, I'm now working on hard mode no pause on iPad. I'm like, no, that's just mind-blowing.
God, how the hell does he aim beams on tablet? Because
I've heard that it's really hard to do that with the tablet. Is that almost impossible to
certainly
get?
a lot easier to get a lot of precision on it, but in no pause, I have no idea.
That sounds like a very unique
Since
challenge.
with the tablet, you can press two fingers on the screen and you can actually move around the starting point of the beam instead of having to de-click and start again.
Oh, okay. There's probably some things that are a little easier being able to kind of use a touch screen on that, but otherwise I would feel like that would be hard to be positioned with your character's movement and weapon aiming.
Yeah, especially with the precision of fingers.
Yes. Ooh, Hurpix picks up a nice free beam drone. I think charge 2. I think Farb got a free charge 2. What are your thoughts on charge weapons? I find them kind of weak for the amount of power they take, but you kind of have some interesting charge changes in your mods, don't you?
Yeah, I kind of do. I honestly feel like charge 2 is it's certainly a solid weapon because 3 power for 4 shots is certainly good as far as the power to shot economy goes in this game.
Yeah, power to shot economy is good.
I mean, it is kind of a bit slow, but that's a trade-off that you can get away with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just the speed of your first volley can be slowed down. Hurpix is fighting one of those Sector 2 two-shield ships, which is never fun to run into.
Slug-like cruisers. They're a pain.
Well, when you were designing new ships for your mod, did you like have a kind of map for how powerful their weapons and shields were going to be in different sectors?
As in the player ships or the enemy ships?
The enemy ships that you kind of modded.
I kind of tried my best to keep them pretty much on a kind of an even playing field with the vanilla ships, although at the same time, some of the vanilla ships did end up getting changed, like the Rebel Disruptors absolutely got changed.
Okay.
I think at the very least, both the Disruptor and the Rigger had their minimum engines cut from 2 to 1. And also the Disruptors can't spawn in Sector 1 at all.
What are the Disruptors? What is their...
The ones which have drones and hacking.
Oh, okay.
Or potentially have hacking.
Right. Okay. Which is always a pain to run into because... kind of like missiles,
and
them having a whole bunch of drone
shield
parts.
Buffer being a pain on Hurpix's part.
And Farb did get his second shield. Hurpix doing kind of what you said earlier, doing some scrap hoarding right now. Probably hoping to find hacking would be my guess, like Farb did.
I mean, I'd assume so, but at this point, I'm kind of skeptical about this. I don't know.
Well, when you were doing your SMPK insurrection, did you make changes to things like hacking costs, cloaking costs, or did you try to keep that kind of the same as vanilla?
Well, cloaking, I don't think cloaking was really changed that much. Hacking was absolutely smacked so hard you almost can't recognize it. And on the flip side of things, drone control was made a lot easier to upgrade to max if you ever decide to do that.
Okay. Well, and that was one of the cool things about your mod is you had a lot of unique drones for SMPK Insurrection too, right?
I wouldn't say exactly unique because equivalent drones certainly did exist in Captain's Edition.
Sure.
But I like to think that I got the balance of those drones where I wanted them to.
Hurpix did something that I really liked right there. His human got mind controlled at engines, and he, instead of sending another human to fight him, he just vented him. He vented a human, which I always approve of, but he also did it to get him from stopping to attack his engines. So well done to Hurpix.
that's kind of something that I to pull from time to time. Also, I am very skeptical of Farb now.
Because
his fuel is pretty critical at the moment.
That's true.
Actually, both of them are running pretty low.
One of those Zoltan Shield missile ships. Okay, all right. Did he take it? Looks like he took that deal.
Well, he would take it. It's a 325 scrap at least.
Well, true. But one thing that we've noticed in these matches is taking surrenders actually lowers your score than if you got the scrap from the fight. So some players
I can't quite remember if taking surrenders still actually counts as a ship defeat or not. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know that the scrap gains from it don't. I don't think the surrender counts as a ship defeat. It might actually count as a ship defeat, but the scrap gains don't count. We'd have to ask Freddie.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little thing, and it makes for an interesting choice for a tournament like this where you're trying to maximize your score. So, Farb got another light cruiser here. His hacking is really helping him here. I'm curious if he does hack and what he hacks against 2 shields in Sector. I think he's still Sector 2. Looks like he's not even going to hack. Okay, all right. Conserving his drone parts. I like that. Ooh, that's a nice store for Hurpix. Sell the beam drone. I'm going to guess pick up the halberd beam.
Oh, he's picked
and
up
the heavy laser.
Oh, he's not picking up the hacks, and he still has only 1 shield.
That's true. Heavy laser.
Okay, no, he's picked up hacking. Never mind.
There we go. Who needs this missile? I agree with that. Hacking over a missile any day of the week. He's looking good on drone parts anyway. So he's going to go Mantis controlled. Farb is in, what sector is he in? He's in civilian too, so he's a little bit behind placement wise, but kind of setup wise. All right, let's see if he makes the same decision.
Well, he's dropped that. I thought as much.
Okay. Yeah.
Is he picking up weapon? I mean, fuel.
Surely he's going to go halberd beam here. Oh, he's debating. Look at his face. He is debating. The halberd, it wants to be a part of your ship. It's kind of expensive though to get online right now. Fuel. If Farb was here, he'd say click it. Not Farb. Freddy.
Oh,
he'd say
he's
click
done
it.
both as well.
Okay. All right. Oof. Backup battery. I like that. It kind of puts you a little behind on scrap, but that's going to slow down his weapon upgrades. He is really debating here. He's using some time here. Okay. He's not going to get halberd beam online. It's a little expensive to get that 2 extra weapon power. I think it's about, what's it, about 85 scrap or 125, something like that. Did you adjust a lot of kind of weapon prices when you were? I know I talked about kind of system prices, but do you like to mess with weapon prices or no when you mod?
Absolutely, I did that. That was one of the very curious things when we went from just regular FTL to Advanced Edition back in the day. Is that a lot of prices went quite a fair ways down. Well, some didn't change. I think Burst Laser 2 stayed at 80.
Okay.
But I kind of remember the. Was it the glaive beam that dropped from 120 scrap down to 95?
Yes, and I feel like that was a really good change because glaive beam's already got some downsides.
Also, Hull Laser 2 was 100 scrap.
Okay. Hull Laser 2 is
ridiculous.
100. Wow. That's a big hike in price right there. Ooh, double firing weapons. That's always a pain. Looks like he's going to vent that. Well, like I mentioned, one of my favorite things about your mod was...
Ooh, that's not a good ship for Hurpix to run into.
Yeah, oof, that's a lot of shots. He's going to go ahead and hack engines and take a shot at the weapons. He's going to guarantee he gets 3 damage in that room. Okay. Really good hits there. What I really enjoyed about your mod that I played it so much, I think I did every ship hard one no pause because I enjoyed it so much.
I did actually remember that you did that, and that is quite a ridiculous accomplishment on your part.
Well, I enjoyed it so much because of the different weapon variety. FTL's great, but after a while, so many burst laser 2s you can get and enjoy. I love the fact that you can get a burst laser 2 that's got higher fire chance and things like that, and it's random to find that. So I found that really interesting. Is that something that you really enjoyed putting together in your mod? Was those kind of varieties of weapons?
That's kind of where one of the main things that I like about FTL was like the where you can assemble like a whole smorgasbord of different weapon types and then somehow assemble them together and make them do quite incredible things, which is kind of the antithesis of what FTL seems to have came to in recent days, where it's mostly just stacking flax, halberd beams, and probably
hacking.
a few very other things. I mean,
Yes, that's
I
true.
can speak English, I promise.
No, you're doing great, Slow. You're doing great. Hurpix is got the 888 of consumables right now, so hopefully that'll give him some, good luck at the gambling hall. But
Not if he keeps getting shot in the weapons.
he does. This has been a shoot the weapons seed so far. I still like. I don't know. I'm not sure who I like right now. They're both exactly the same health, and they're both exactly the same weapon systems, and exactly the same shield. So this is actually kind of insane how similar this run is right now.
I kind of feel like Farb's slightly ahead, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, and what I do like is Hurpix got that NG. He got a free NG that I think that Farb missed, and that can be a lot of extra scrap from blue options.
Absolutely.
Speaking of blue options, do you have a favorite crew? I mean, a crew type or race in FTL?
That's honestly kind of tricky. I mean, as far as vanilla FTL goes, I'd absolutely say that probably my favorite crew to have on any ship is slugs.
Slugs, okay. For the mind control immunity, I would assume?
Yeah, pretty much that, and also the fact that you can see enemies no matter if your sensors are dead or not, because that's really good with mind control.
It's very true. Is mind control one of your favorite kind of extra systems to have?
It's probably one of my favorite things that they added in Advanced Edition.
Yeah. I have to go with Flax, but mind control is a very good addition as well. It's fun to really manipulate crew using mind control and hacking doors. It's fun to kind of manipulate what the AI can do. Have you done messed with any of the newer mods like Captain's Edition or now Multiverse that have come out in the recent years?
I can't remember the last time I touched Captain's Edition. I haven't really seen Arsenal Plus at all, and I have done a bit of Multiverse, and I am half tempted to say the less I speak about Multiverse, the better, because my opinion of it is a bit off kilter.
Sure. You're a modder. You have pretty strong opinions on what you like to see in mods, I'm sure.
Pretty much that, yeah.
Well, what I did enjoy about Multiverse is kind of what it's interesting about your mod is there are a lot of cool different weapon types. There's so much going on in Multiverse that it can be overwhelming. What's cool about
it's not only beyond overwhelming, but like from what I've seen of like the numbers of things, it's kind of ridiculous. Like I'd probably just go on tangents and say that the task of attempting to balance Multiverse may honestly be harder than creating Multiverse in the first place.
Yeah,
it's absolute chaos.
It's definitely a titanic task to try to balance that many new systems, crew, weapons. Well, maybe not systems, but crew, weapons, types. There's just so many crazy amount of events. What's that?
I think like the very first runner that I ever had, I ended up getting was an ERAD beam, which was pretty much just a halberd beam, but it costs less power and has a perfect breach chance on every tile it cuts across. I don't know how that got past QA.
Well, Hurpix just got a free ion bomb, so I'm looking to get this halberd beam online pretty soon for both of these guys because, you know, burst laser 2 and heavy laser are good, but we're going into sector, I believe it's 4 soon, and we're going to be running into possibly some 3 shield ships soon. So I'm looking at getting the halberd beam online. Yeah, Hurpix is in sector 4, a little low on fuel. I think he's a little ahead in the run right now.
His upgrades have actually overtaken Farb now. That's surprising.
Yeah, he's got that level 2 hacking, so he's kind of foregone getting halberd beam to get the level 2 hacking. Oh, and he's going to swap to halberd beam. Okay, interesting. So he's going to use halberd beam with hacking.
And he's hacking weapons with the halberd beam. I guess he's relying on an asteroid to crack the shields.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's a pretty scary setup that his opponent has. Heavy ion's terrible, but if it's that with an asteroid field with a halberd beam,
yeah, and he's running low on his oxygen privileges.
Oxygen is never a guarantee on your ship in FTL, especially if you're a human. He's also running low on health, so he did take out that halberd beam, so he's probably going to make it through this, but this is a pretty rough fight. So how, with your experience in vanilla, did you ever get into playing any like no pause stuff, or did you play hard mode pretty regularly? What was kind of your skill level?
I did eventually get into playing hard mode consistently, although as of lately, since I pretty much completely ended up disappearing from everything for a while, I've had to start back up at normal again.
Okay. Got to kind of build up your skills again.
What was the question again? I've already forgotten. Sorry.
Well, I was curious if you ever did no pause at all.
I couldn't do no pause back in the day, and probably the main reason for that is because we had cats. And cats
they step on the
plus
keyboard?
infrared mouse sensors don't mix.
Oh. Yeah, you with no pause, every little kind of mouse movement and click is a big deal, and if they're not registering,
if you move it and it suddenly just jerks off to the other side, then yeah. I don't feel like losing a run because of something like that happening is in my idea of fun.
You know what? For the next tournament, you just gave me a great challenge idea. Hard mode, no pause, with cats on your keyboard. See who can win that challenge. Hurpix still low on health. Man, I need a store right now to get to not be in
and he's
scary
in
territory.
pirate controlled, which I can't remember if I should have at least one store, right?
Yeah, I believe Pirate should have 1 to 2 stores.
Because I remember there's like sectors where there can be it's at least one store, but I'm not sure if there's ever in a sector which has could potentially have no stores at all.
I
It's
don't
been so
believe
long since I
so.
looked at sector data files that I couldn't really tell you what the answer is.
If Pie Boy's in chat, or he often reminds me, Slug can be 2 to 3, I think. I think every red sector has 1 guaranteed store, but I think 1 is always minimum. Ooh, is that a free NG for...
That was a free Ion Blast on Farb's side.
Free Ion Blast. Very nice. I just wish Farb had a free NG right now, because I'm not digging his 3-human crew right now.
Well, there's stores for Hurpix.
Okay, all right, let's see what he's got in his store. He's got back better Clone Bay.
I don't see too much. He's selling the I-Bomb.
Honestly, it might be good to not be tempted by other things, because repairs and weapon upgrades might be what he needs to focus on right now.
Yeah. Probably just burst 2 halberd beam will probably carry for a decent amount of time, even without hacking.
True.
That's just how strong the halberd beam is.
Yeah. With hacking, it just becomes almost boss ready.
Oh, he took the risk. He could have lost someone there.
Oh, which event was that?
The Plasma Storm salvaging one.
Okay.
The one you need level
that's
2 helm in order to be safe at.
Yeah, the 1 in 4 to lose crew when you manually search. Okay, all right.
And his med base breached, which is a bit funny.
Well, at least he does have his NG for repairs. And that's one thing I'm worried about with Farb, is with this 3-human crew, boarding and breaching and fire is not good. Oh, that is a Flak 1, Burst Laser 3 in a Pulsar. Okay, that's a good hit with the heavy
pretty
laser.
much Pulsar by default is...
Is that the one event that you dread seeing the most, the Pulsar?
Absolutely. Pretty much at the moment, as far as the development of FTL hyperspace goes, the one thing I probably want them to implement above all else is reprogramming the amount of... being allowed us to reprogram the amount of damage the Pulsars do, because they are just ridiculous.
Well, that is interesting. Have you been following the development of hyperspace, since it's kind of unlocked a lot of tools for modders?
Pretty much, I've started paying attention to things again ever since I got pulled in for this tournament commentary, which was pretty much over a month ago or something.
Well, it's pretty cool what hyperspace is allowing modders to do now, with actually getting into the data files and making changes to things like races, being able to add more crew types and different stats you couldn't mess with before. Has it reignited your passion to try to do some more modding again at all with the tools that has opened up?
It certainly has. I'll say that much.
So have you been working on anything recently since you've discovered hyperspace?
Honestly, yes. Well, because the development of the insurrection mods, unfortunately, at some point, was it 2018, where it came to a abrupt halt because of computer problems.
Okay.
Basically, my hard drives were getting borked so slowly over time, and at some point it got so bad that I had to reinstall the entire operating system.
Ooh, and you probably lost a lot of stuff with that.
I lost all of my progress for the potential last update for Insurrection from that.
Oh.
And then the worst part is that it happened again.
Again? You've lost your stuff twice?
In me having to pretty much replace almost every part on the computer to try and figure out what to try and solve the problem. And it didn't work. Guess what was broken? The power supply. As soon as I swapped the power supply out for one that had an actual recognizable brand on it, all my problems went away. By then, I had lost so much progress. It was pretty disheartening.
Yeah, that would be really disheartening after working so hard on that. Farb is dealing with 3 borders. My brother had a similar issue, not with his power supply, but with his heatsink. So he was using a box fan right next to his computer, blowing into the side of his computer for the longest time. And his kept crashing over and over. But he's not a modder or a programmer, so I can't imagine how frustrating it was to lose all that work you'd been working on for so long.
Yeah. It was disheartening, but when when I got contacted for this, and I started paying attention to things again, as Farb jumps into a pulsar and fights that same ship that
Yeah, that same
punished him
ship.
the other day. I went onto the FTL forum and I had a surprise waiting for me in my inbox. A fella called Burning Cookies or Fear the Blaziken, depending on where he goes, had left me a present, which was a version of Insurrection that A, had been updated for FTL Hyperspace, and B, he had done everything that I was planning to do.
Wow. So all the work that you had planned to do, he
pretty
had
much
done?
because of him, I had something to start with.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's
it was
converted to
absolutely
hyperspace.
crazy that he did that for me, even though I had been pretty much off the radar for so long.
So have you been starting to work with him to work on some new stuff then?
Unfortunately, I replied to him on the forum, but I haven't actually had a response. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Well, you know, it could be one of those things where he put in a lot of work and is too busy right now, but hopefully with a project kind of coordinator with like that can help you kind of get back into the modding scene. Hurpix is looking a lot better health-wise, and again, he's still a little bit ahead of Farb. Farb, weapon-wise, is looking pretty good. He added an Ion Blast Mark 1 to his build, which can be surprisingly effective.
That is pretty lightweight, at least until he can get the halberd beam going.
It is. I'm still concerned about his crew. I don't know.
Yeah.
As much as I love the weapons on this ship, the 3 humans are like, I need something else.
I just looks at the actual sector layout for Farb. I'm not quite sure where his pathing's going to go.
Hopefully
we're
he
gonna
is
have to see
not
when
gonna...
the sector map comes up again, but it looks quite odd.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not flying himself into a dead end.
Yeah. I really hope not.
He should be okay. He's experienced enough.
Yeah, he is. Farb is one of those guys with thousands of hours, and I think he said he had something like a 29 streak hard mode no pause, which is really impressive to me because I never got past like 6.
Any streak that managed to go through the entire ship roster is an impressive one.
Yeah, and apparently there's about 6 people who've done it so far. So if you're on that list, that's a pretty elite list of FTL experience right there. I will say Hurpix.
Oh,
okay,
there's crew.
Free human.
And it's an NG.
Free NG.
He's not taking it.
He didn't take the NG.
He must be going for the scrap because when you blow up Slaver ships, it's always a high scrap reward.
That's
so
true.
He's going for points.
That's true. That's points.
Okay, he can cross over. That's good.
Passing up a free NG is kind of like selling Zoltan Shield to me. It hurts my heart, man. It just hurts my heart.
Wait, is he upgrading weapons or is there a store near him?
Okay, all right. That looks like he's going to get his halberd beam online. Okay. Farb's looking really good weapon-wise now. Hurpix,
it's a quest
first laser halberd beam.
Okay.
Farb has been living with level 1 hacking for a while, so I'm going to guess that's going to be probably his next upgrade, although neither of them have missile defense, which can be really scary.
Defense is looking it is Sector 5, and I'm too used to playing runs where I have a defensive focus. So going into like Sector 5 and only having level 2 shields and nothing else is always it's always the kind of thing that scares me. Whenever I watch people play, and certainly when I play.
Yeah, well, and it's an interesting kind of dynamic of this tournament format where it seems like gimping your defense to upgrade your offense kind of has become the meta because of...
Ooh, and Hurpix gets a flak 1 for free.
Free flak. But basically because speed is rewarded, playing offensively and kind of gambling can get you higher scores. So it seems like a lot of players are adapting that style. Oh man, I love the flak. I love a flak. He actually swapped out of halberd beam to go flak 1, burst laser 2, heavy laser 1. 3 of my favorite weapons.
That speeds up his volley by quite a fair bit.
He won't be one-shotting dudes like he is with halberd beam, but
he can focus down weapon systems pretty
bad.
I mean, hard.
He can take down their offense a lot quicker, which is really strong. We're only 32 minutes into this run, so if they're getting close to Sector 6, it's a pretty fast run for both players. So, Slow, if you were playing this format, would you go slow for lots of ship kills, or would you go fast trying to keep
Ooh,
your
that's not a
speed
nice
down?
hit from
Oof,
on
that is a
Farb.
bad. That's a bad hit.
I pretty much just try and play out my own pace, which
Okay.
I generally say it's probably like a score based focus.
Okay.
I mean in-game score.
Sure.
And Farb's gonna be in critical hole now.
Yeah.
Oh, did his shields come back up at the right time there?
Yeah, he's down to 8 health. He's going to vent that. He's going to deal with that. He's going to get his O2 back on. I really wish I had a free Engie right now, is probably what Farb is thinking. At least that's what I'm thinking. It's so interesting to see these players who will go down to really low health, and it doesn't seem like it phases them. And they'll have really low defenses, and they'll just continue to hack weapons and kind of play really aggressively. It's cool to see how confident a lot of these players are.
I mean, it's pretty easy to be confident when you have something as powerful as hacking on your side.
It's true. That's true. But then you run into a ship with double missiles like Hurpix has, and you just take 4 damage because F you, it's FTL. I got missiles. I think I'm liking Hurpix's position right now, not only because he's got more health, but I believe...
Yeah, he certainly feels like he's taking the momentum out from this one.
Yeah, and he's got kind of a choice of weapons. He's got the burst laser 2 and the flak 1 and a heavy laser for fast volleys, but then he can swap over to halberd beam if he just needs powerful volleys. He also has level 2 hacking, which Farb finally upgrades
he's in Sector 6. Farb, I think, is still in Sector 5, and he's got a store up here.
He's looking at a second halberd. Ooh.
Tempting,
double halberd
his
beam.
hull is looking way too second-hand.
Yeah, I got this this nice ship. Oh, it's a great shape. What do you mean there's a hole on the side of it? No, it's great. That's called love. This ship is equipped with love. Okay, he did not take the bait and take the second halberd beam, but we have seen some double beam runs that have been really fast, so I wouldn't have hated that choice. But yeah, Hurpix is playing really fast. Farb kind of recovered with that repair, so I'm liking his position a little bit better here. His defenses are still light, and that extra flak that Hurpix is good.
At this point, I'd probably end up try to focus on the not blowing up part.
It's a good strategy. It's like how to win with FTL. Just get a free flak and don't die. And Hurpix has done 2 of those things so far, so he's looking good. He got that free flak earlier. All right. Mantis bombers. Ooh, that's scary. Oh, and they're in O2. I'm going to have to see how Farb deals with this, because boarding is probably his biggest weakness right now.
Yeah, and he still hasn't got any door upgrades either, but...
He's definitely taken some pauses.
He needs to bail out of there now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I thought he was going to get sniped.
Oh, his O2 is down.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
It's recoverable as long as he doesn't take a lot of damage from this ship. It's a smart move getting that human indoors while he vents out these mantis.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't accidentally swipe his beam across the mantis teleporter room. Otherwise, he'd have trapped them on the ship with him.
Okay. Farb did something really smart here. Half his ship was vented. However, when you open all your doors, that equalizes the O2. So
long as you remember to close all your airlocks first.
Yes. Close your airlocks, then open the rest of the doors. There's an important step not to leave out there. You're right. I have definitely made that mistake before, that's for sure. But and really smart play.
Probably also made the mistake when there's also a breach. Wait, what did he just pick up? Did he just pick up a repair burst? Was that
was that with Farb?
On Farb.
Okay.
It was some kind of bomb, at least.
Yeah, he's got a couple good things to sell. Civilian sectors, I've been learning, are kind of the big scrap gain sectors for folks.
Honestly, I pretty much completely agree with that. If you get a civilian sector generation with a lot of nebula, that is a heck of a lot of points you can get.
That's something I need to start keeping in mind, because I go to NGs because I love free stuff so much.
At the same time, I believe that's also the same case for Zoltan sectors. They can also generate large nebula.
Yeah. Zoltan sectors, I'm not as big of a fan of because I've had too many hard but no pause runs ended by Zoltan border police. But civilian sectors, that extra kind of nebula range is something that I kind of neglect sometimes. So that's really a good thing to keep in mind, especially when you're trying to get a lot of score for this tournament. Hurpix spending a lot on repairs.
Well, he's picked up man control. Oh, and he's picked up cloaking as well. Okay, so system-wise, he's absolutely set.
He's done. Got his backup battery. He just needs to. He just
needs
I
to
love his
die.
weapon system. Yeah, that is a 2, 5, 6, 7. That's a perfect weapon system to me that Hurpix has. 8 power, burst laser 2, halberd beam, flak 1, heavy laser 1. All S tier weapons right there. Hurpix is looking really strong. Farb's gonna probably have to do some farming to kind of be competitive with how good Hurpix is looking right now. Another thing that's been interesting that some of the players have mentioned is when you're playing as fast and as kind of min-max with scrap gains, you often have to pass up on fuel deals. So we've been seeing a lot of people run low on fuel in these runs. Heal burst on Hurpix.
Yeah. That's, I think it's 20 scrap. I mean, to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 or 20. I can never remember the bombs.
Yeah, it's
so
kind of hard to remember exact sale values of things, especially when you play modded and you get used to those prices.
Okay, Hurpix jumping into a nebula here, getting some of those extra jumps in the civilian sector. He must have got a map too, because he was able to see ship fights, and I don't think he's got long range scanners. I'll be honest. When I was thinking about strategies for this tournament, I thought long-range scanners might be one of the most important things to look for. However, it seems like going to too many stores might not be the best play because then you're gimping your scrap gains if you're going to too many stores without, getting as many ship fights as you can. All right, Hurpix dealing with his borders. Farb still has no extra crew, so dealing with borders is
really painful, especially with his he's got that fight wrapped up, but his weapons were looking pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a Rockman trapped on the ship with him.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right. His micro's good though. All right. He's got to be really careful when he moves that human. Make sure you fix that breach first. Into the breach to make a subset reference right there. Okay. Did you ever play Into the Breach?
I never did play Into the Breach that much. I did play a little bit, but unfortunately I only really played on easy. I didn't play it for too long. I'm not sure why. But I really should try and get into it again.
It's a very different style than FTL, but it's really cool. Kasalian, I don't know if you're seeing this, but I'm seeing something on Farb's screen to the left. I don't know if that's on
both screens.
Oh yeah, on both screens. I'm seeing some packet loss playback thing. Thank you. There it goes. All right. Free chain ion for Hurpix. Always nice to pick up a free weapon. That's scrap. It's a crap weapon, but it's scrap.
I mean, it's certainly usable, but certainly not when you don't have any other ion weapons to pair it with.
True,
it's a case with any ion weapon, except maybe ion bomb. You need another one to make it work.
What about Ion Blast Mark II? Do you find that one to be a useful weapon in its own right?
By itself, not really. It's too hungry for free power, and it's also hard countered by Defense 2, which is way too common in Advanced Edition, since for enemies, in the transition to Advanced Edition, enemy Defense 2s drop from 4 power to 3, so they're a lot easier to see.
Oh, okay. Well, in SMPK, you had some fire ions, right? Where if you got through shields, they would start fires.
Thermal ion weapons, yes.
Those were some of my favorites because those work. That kind of combo works really well. If you're able to get through shields with ion, not doing hull damage, and have fires, that's a really cool kind of crew killing mechanic.
It's certainly an interesting one, and also that sort of pairs well with one of the other subtle changes Ions had in my work, which was them getting a slightly increased stun chance.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that. How much did you increase the stun chance?
It was only, I believe in vanilla, it's only 10. I think it's 10% for the ones which have it, and 20% on the heavy ion. But in mine, I believe it's 20% for all of them except for the heavy and chain ion, which is 30%.
Okay,
To make
that
up for
might
the
have been
fact that they
something.
don't shoot anywhere near as quickly.
Yeah, I don't think I ever noticed that about your ion weapons have a higher stun chance. That's really cool. Might have been why they felt better to use too. Okay, Hurpix has mind control. I'm not sure why he's not using that to deal with the. Okay. I was wondering why he didn't use that to deal with the borders, but maybe he was going to use that.
Maybe he forgot it was there.
He did just buy it, so that's certainly possible. Farb again, low on health, low on fuel.
No health, and he's got a free Mantis.
There we go. Free Mantis. It's no free NG, but I'll take it right now. Honestly, with all the borders he's been doing, it might be
And his
better
fuel is absolutely critical. He might be stuck up the entry beacon to the next sector.
He's got, if he gets one fuel from this jump, you'll have just enough to get to the next sector.
Ooh, he's bought 2.5 shields as well.
Mm-hmm. He's gone a little bit more defensive. He's missing that cloaking that Hurpix has, though. Hurpix had a store with a reloader.
Wait, what? Oh, did he just? Is that second reloader Hurpix has bought?
Did he already have one?
He certainly bought an augment, but I didn't see what it was.
It was automated reloader is what he bought. I didn't know he had another one. So if he's got two, he's looking really, really strong right now. Flak 1, Burst Laser 2, Halberd Beam. Farb did not get fuel.
Yeah, this is kind of really sketch.
Okay, attack the Slaver Scum.
As much as he has low crew, he needs to blow this ship up.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Otherwise, he's going to be stranded in this sector at the exit beacon. And we've seen a couple runs. Well, actually, I think we've only seen one run end to a dive, but we've seen a couple runs end because of just death. Yesterday was
I believe I saw a screenshot of it where it was Kestrel B and both players blew up.
Yes, within a minute of each other. It was pretty amazing.
I missed that.
Yeah, Farb's got to turn down the free crew. Fuel? He got two fuel.
Okay, that's
clutch.
It's clutch. Is it going to be enough though?
It'll get him out of this sector because he's right next to. He's at the exit beacon. Okay.
Yeah, he needs to ping as many beacons as he can on his next jump.
He does have.
I mean, his
heal
first
bomb.
jump in the
That's
next
one he picked
sector.
up earlier. Yeah. Interestingly,
and he got hit through cloaking there. That's unfortunate.
Oh, on Hurpix.
Yeah, he was. Is that 92% cloak? He's only got level 3 engines and not maxed piloting.
92% equals 0. Just FTL
okay, he's
things.
found a store. That's good.
Okay.
Oh, he's taken the jump. That's not going to give him a path. Yeah, he's going to need one more fuel in order to make the store here.
Yeah, he's. The thing is, if you run out of fuel at the beginning of a sector, that's not too scary because you have a couple extra jumps to wait.
Same time though, I can't. If there's one place you'd want to run out of fuel, it's at a store, and that didn't happen here. So
that's true.
We'll see what happens.
Well, when you run out of fuel, what you hope you don't run into is a slimy slug saying, "Here's my best deal on cheating you out of a bunch of fuel, basically, or a bunch of scrap."
Always negotiate.
Don't insult me with your negotiations. Frickin' slugs. We learned yesterday from Tom Joubert that apparently slugs are basically Ferengis. So,
oh dear.
Are you a Star Trek fan at all, Slow?
Our family's pretty much been almost diehard sci-fi fans since the very beginning.
Okay. So you see,
my brother was an absolute fan of pretty much everything Star Trek. My father was a fan of Babylon 5.
Oh, nice.
And he was also a fan of, was it Andromeda and Farscape and things like that.
Okay. So you probably see a lot of these similarities in FTL with Star Trek. Yeah. What's your favorite Star Trek race then? If we got Ferengis that are slugs, are there any other? Is Data basically an NG? I feel like Data is basically an NG.
I don't know what he is.
Well, I had a friend who told me that apparently the new Picard is good. So, maybe I'll need to watch that. It's fan service, I guess, probably getting like Data and Picard and all those favorite characters back in.
Yeah, Hurpix is almost at the end of Sector 7 and he still hasn't got third shield.
Well, he's playing that offensive build. He's got full 8-power weapons. He's killing people really fast. It's looking like
that's
he's not
engine
even.
hack. If that was a different weapon setup, that could have been really bad.
For Hurpix.
Yeah, because engine hack is one of the events that got a heck of a lot worse in Advanced Edition, because before Advanced Edition, the engine hack event didn't remove the manning bonus from engines.
Oh,
But now
really?
it
I did
does,
not
so
know that.
pretty much no matter what, you're stuck at 15% maximum.
yeah.
It's absolutely
Well,
brutal.
Thankfully, it looked like that was a breach missile, so it was slower than his halberd beam. Another, if that's a Hermes. Anytime I see that big missile, I'm probably hacking weapons here. He can get through shields without the hack. Okay, he gets
He's
the missile
okay.
offline. Very good. Farb floating at low health, turning down another free crew.
He must. I wonder if he's going to. I don't know if he's going to try and go for culling phase 1. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be with his weaponry at the moment.
Go for it. What did you say? Culling? Phase one?
Crew culling phase 1.
Oh, crew killing. Okay, yeah.
So if you can do that, wait. Oh god, that drone ship has a boarding drone and an ion intruder, and he's just blown up his doors. That is terrifying.
All right. And Farb did. Okay, he's gonna one-shot him though.
Well, at least he's managed to blow them up before they did too much, but that is absolutely one of the worst-case scenarios you can have in this game.
Well, the good thing is that the ion intruder did not land at his weapons. That would have been an absolute disaster. Thankfully, halberd beam kind of laughs in the face of that, but still, that's gonna eat up some time. He's got to fix that breach, get his ship repaired up, because he is at least a sector still behind. Hurpix is really flying. He's looking really strong right now.
Okay, now he's got third shield.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people delay the third shield. I believe yesterday Billy Kirby did that as well. Delayed getting third shield to really late.
Didn't remember watching all of that, but didn't he get like a sector 1 pre-igniter? I mean, buy one?
Yes.
Christ.
Yes, he did. Sector 1 pre-igniter, just speedrunner strats right there. All right, Hurpix will be coming up on the boss, I think, pretty soon. So he's looking at a sub-hour run. Where's Farb? I think I'm seeing a little lockup. Okay, there it is. All right, he's about to head into Sector 8. So he's only about a half a sector behind. Not as far behind as I thought. Look at that weapon system that Hurpix is fighting. Whew. Black 2, double burst laser 2.
That's pretty bad, but we've seen worse.
And he's got cloaking, which is really, really good. Farb does not have cloaking, so I'm a little concerned about his boss fight chances without cloaking.
Yeah, it's mostly it might come down to if he's going to be able to take out phase 2 before he gets to launch 1 or 2 surges, because that could just murder him.
Yeah, the Sector 2 drone surge without cloaking can be really terrifying. He's down to 2 drone parts. He's gonna need at least one repair station.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's
Hurpix X6, but he's close to the boss fight. Yeah, he's got enough. Farb, oof. He's riding that line with his health and his drone parts.
Ooh, that's a nice heal.
That was wow. Free 15-hole repair at the exit beacon of Sector 7. That actually couldn't have been more timely.
I mean, part of that does end up getting a bit muted out by the fact that he gets healed at the entry to the last sector.
True.
But...
a little wasted, but I'll take a little wasted repair over being behind in repair. Who, did Hurpix get something?
I just saw a 100 on Farb's screen, so I'm not sure what he picked up.
Oh, he got 4th shield, I believe, is what he just got.
Oh, I guess that's how he's going to try and tank phase 2.
Yeah. If I don't have cloaking, 4th shield is kind of almost required, I feel like, for phase 2. Because that drone phase gets out of hand really fast. Hurpix crew-wise is looking a lot stronger, so I feel like crew kills on phase 1 and 2 aren't as important. As far, I feel like he's going to need to get some crew kills to be able to handle phase 3 of the boss. Hurpix doing his last upgrades. And he's pretty bare minimum on defense. His weapons are pretty amazing, but he's really going bare bones defense here, relying on cloaking.
He's hoping that cloaking will be enough. And he gets pretty much the best hack he can get.
Yeah, I would say that's probably ideal. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm
he's,
almost
he's...
just. I don't want to say anything because commenters curse.
You don't want to cast a curse him. All right. Hurpix. Good first dodge. He's going to take out cloaking now. That's an interesting swipe. Okay.
That's
I like that a
that's
lot.
basically going to try and kill phase 1 as soon as possible.
Wow.
Yes.
Really nice strategy. Okay.
Yeah, basically stop it from cloaking again, and then you can potentially, well, yeah.
Okay, so halberd beam, that must mean this is something I forget about the boss. Stealth must be only a level 2 on phase 1. Sometimes I forget the levels of their different systems on the different phases of the boss. Is that something you can remember?
Phase 1, I believe, is it's always been level 2 cloaking on phase 1, and its hacking is max level.
Okay.
Which is one of the things that absolutely did get changed in my mods.
Oh, what did you adjust those to?
Well, the interaction boss overall is kind of a decent amount harder, but one of the things that was done was that phase 1's hacking was dropped down to level 1.
Okay.
To stop it from being so much of a RNG dependent factor.
Sure. So if they hack your weapons, it's not immediate runaway every time.
Pretty much, because glaive
beam against from the boss.
Oh, is he gonna do it?
No way. I mean, halberd beam is just so much faster.
He could absolutely do that just for the meme value, but I don't think he knows how well Farb's doing.
True. I think Hurpix is too competitive. He's going all out. He's taken 0 damage phase 1 and 2 and killed these phases really lightning fast. So, Farb is taking some damage in this dive though.
Oh yeah. And his med bay's dead, and he's still boarded.
Okay.
This is. Oh, is he? Hang on, he's still in a dive.
Okay. Yeah, he's got to jump before the boss, so he doesn't have to go.
And there's an enemy there.
Okay, let's check out.
Is he going to go for the kill? Oh, he's going for it.
Okay, all right. It's very brave. Let's check out Hurpix on phase 3.
This is super risky.
Farb's confident. He's like calculated.
And he's lost crew.
Okay, well that was not calculated. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Hurpix perfectly times the missile and the overcharge for phase 3.
At the very least, that's only 2 beam drones he has to go up against. If that was like Combat 2 and maybe even something else, that would have been a disaster.
All right, Hurpix is coming in on the end of his run, so we're looking definitely a sub 60-minute run. Good cloak timing. Mind control on the Mantis is a pain, but he's only got one more volley. Should finish this.
I think he just lost the crew at the end there.
Oh, not another one?
Well, wow. Hurpix did.
All right, there we go. Hurpix, 55-32 is what I see. So that would round up to, I believe, a 56-minute run. So that's a really, really good time. Depending on his score, that's going to be a really nice tournament score. So Farb, hopefully...
I'm going to have to bring my mouse there to try and count. He's got level 7 engines.
Level 7 engines. Okay.
He's gone full turtle.
He's trying to go. He's trying to go Reddit engines because he does not have the crew to deal with the borders. That's for sure.
I almost forgot that was the technical term for it. Reddit engines.
Yeah, I believe that. Once you get level 8 engines, we did it, Reddit. We did it. All right. Now we got to see if
he's got to fix that med bay without getting anyone killed.
Yeah. With 3 humans and nobody at critical health, it'll be not too bad. But I'm more worried about phase 3 of the boss fight, honestly, because dealing with borders. Okay, he's got mind control counter, but he does not have crew. So this is going to be a tough boss fight. Which phase of the boss is scariest to you, Slow?
Most of the time, it has to be phase 2 because there's so much potential DPS, and also it's kind of RNG as well because the drones summoned by the flagship. I mean, it's the same each time the surge happens, but for each run, the formation of the drones is different. So, if it dice rolls almost all combat drones, that could kill any ship. Whereas if it dice rolls mostly beam drones, then it's a non-factor. That is actually one of the like these more subtle things in hyperspace, which they allowed us to change, which is really good.
I'm seeing Farb says our feeds were flipped. Hopefully that wasn't on the stream. Is it Hurpix that is finished? Or... Okay. Okay, Farb is finished and Hurpix is still playing. Is that correct?
Oh my god.
Oh, we've been miscommenting this whole time. Okay. Sorry to everybody. The reason Farb looks like he's not even playing anymore is because he's done. So, surprise, Farb was Hurpix all along. Well, I apologize for the people watching. Hurpix
I'm
is still
sorry
playing.
to have cursed your stream, everyone.
We've cursed it. This is, we're going to call this the Halloween stream where Farb was dressed as Hurpix. Hurpix was dressed as Farb. Freddy is me and I am slow, you know?
Yes, I totally am losing my hair already.
You know, it brings out the masculinity. Don't worry about it. Well, Farb had an amazing run. Hurpix not looking quite as good. So I apologize for saying Farb's crew was looking bad that entire time.
I mean, we couldn't have known.
It's true.
I mean, like,
I will
probably like the only way we could have maybe make sure that's sorted out for future runs is maybe get the players to put some kind of tag on the name of a ship so that we know whose it is.
Well, you know, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. At the end, there's always a big, what is it called, twist. The big twist for this one was that we were getting the names wrong. But let's see if Hurpix can pull this out, because this is still a pretty tough fight. He's got good weapons, but he's got no cloaking. So
wait, hang
dealing
on.
with.
I was about to say, what did Phase 1 hack? And I just realized, oh, it's Phase 2.
Yeah, he hacked
I am
backup
blind.
battery Phase 1. Dealing with the boarding drone. Okay.
He's going to have to bail out of there.
Yeah, sure. Thankfully, his weapons all hit, so he's looking strong.
he still has a, was it 31? Ooh, that's a bit of damage coming through.
Looks like Cassalian.
He's got it.
Yeah. Okay, all right, that's a good Phase 2. But he's still at 12 health. Cassalian just let chat know that that the players were flip-flop for the run. You know what? It's fine.
It's part of the charm.
You know what? It's only the first match. At least we figured out first match. We're gonna do that for the rest of the matches, just so nobody ever knows who's playing where. This is the ultimate streamer lulls the chat this time. It's always the other way around. It's our way of getting back at chat for once.
And Hurpix hasn't fixed the last breach in his airlock. His lucky speed hole.
Yeah, lucky speed hole. Is that the technical term? The lucky speed hole. It's like putting flames on the side of your car. It makes it go faster.
Like that moment when I returned to the FTL Discord and I was looking for the breach emote and I forgot that I had called it speed hole.
Ooh, that's a really rough first board right there, though.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But he does have mind control in order to be able to phase it off. But unfortunately, wait, who's been
okay,
mind
all right,
control?
he countered it. That's a missile fire.
He's gonna have to bail out of that.
Yeah. Okay. Good run. Oh, one of those crew is at like 1 health. Okay. All right. He pauses to move. This crew is probably dying mid jump here. He's walking to a fire. Okay. All right. He's alive.
Okay,
with
he's
8
got
health.
mind control back up so he can distract them.
Oh. Okay. All right. His crew are hanging out indoors. Mind control there. Okay. Honestly, he's dealing with this rather well, I gotta say.
He just needs to try and make sure he doesn't lose they don't break helm again.
I don't.
Oh, he's
that's,
broken it.
That's an extra bit of damage. That's
Yeah,
rough.
he did not need that.
That is, he's gonna be able to clean this up, but he's at 6 health going back into Phase 3. You can see it on his face. Hurpix is not feeling this final phase. Oh man. Honestly, I'm kind of glad the screens are finished because we're switched, because this is hilarious what I get to see in chat. People are like, Farb's playing without even looking, since he's all looking down while the screen's going.
I haven't had the chat open for this entire thing because I just have the Discord pop up over on top of everything. Maybe that's helped my nerves because I don't get to see the reactions of everyone saying how bad my accent is.
You can. I can tell you, nobody said anything about your accent. I love your accent, by the way. Where are you from? So,
I was born in Liverpool, but my parents were apparently living in different corners of the UK. So
okay.
people at my high school always said I sounded posh, which is weird because I am fully working class.
Okay. All right. Hurpix.
He took a pretty
better
bad
boarding.
missile volley there, so
Yeah.
and he's got no engine manning as well.
Yeah.
This might kill him.
It might, but at least they didn't board in his piloting. This is winnable, but it's going to take some really miraculous dodges, I think, on these missile volleys.
He's got the hack now. Oh,
here it comes.
how much hull has he got left? I can't see.
He's got two. He's got two.
He's got two, and the missiles are still firing.
Okay, all right.
This might kill
He's
him.
alive. Okay. This is right at the edge. And I hear my second echo. Okay. All right, missiles offline. That is huge. Missiles offline is huge. He does not have cloak for the next overcharge volley, though. All right, Hurpix, stay focused. You can do this, my friend. He needs one more volley, and he's got this. This might be a...
Okay, he's bailed. The cruise bait bailed out of a helmet. Means he shouldn't have.
This is the volley. I see his face, but his screen is locked up for me. Oh, he got the kill. All right. A 2 health. One more than he needs.
Blinking, we missed it.
So that's a 104, I think, is the time for Hurpix. 104.
Yeah, and the scores have already come up, so there's the
Okay,
conclusion.
so there we go. Farb had a 54.73, and Hurpix with the 52.12. So that was really down to the wire with Hurpix. And I will say, excellent troll by Kassalian by swapping the screens, because we never would have known. But Slow Rider, thank you so much for being a guest and casting with me. I hope you had a good time.
It's been more fun than I was thinking it was going to be.
Well, it's been awesome having you with us. Tell people on the stream where they can find you. I know that you do stream some, and I'm also going to remind them that if they type !guest list, it can give information to find you. But tell folks where they can find you on Twitch and everything.
Well, I don't really stream too much. I certainly haven't streamed much within the last month and a half for family reasons. But I do sometimes stream on Twitch TV/SlowRiderXcore, which I believe the guest text will spell it out correctly. But mostly there I stream Formula 1 2020. Well, it'll be 2021 when that game comes out. And as of lately, I've also been in the past few months, did a couple of streams of FTL, and I've also been streaming Hyperspace Dogfights, which is a game created by our next guest.
All right. Well, awesome, Slow. Again, I look forward to, if you do get back into the modding community, seeing what you come up with next. And it's been awesome talking with you. And thank you again for joining us, my friend.
And did that not work? I was about to say I had a surprise waiting at the end there, but I just clicked submit, and it said the submitted form was invalid. Try submitting again.
Oh.
And that's basically because that project which I was talking about, adapting interaction for hyperspace, I was planning to release it during this.
Oh. Well.
And I tried to click to submit, and the form threw a wobbler on my face.
Well.
So I'll go and sort that out whilst we're on the intermission screen.
Yes, and you can let us either know in chat or Discord, and we can tell people about that. So
okay,
thank you so much again,
I'll post
Slow.
the link when it works.
Awesome, that sounds great. We appreciate having you here, and we're going to take a short little break before we jump into our post-game interview to check out scores and announce the winner. So you all hold tight while we come back in just a bit, my friends. Alrighty, my friends, we are back from the most amazing M. Night Shyamalan twist of a run ever. You never know who's going to play which run. That was amazing. Thank you to Farb, who clarified after his run. He's like, oh, by the way, tell us how you discovered that the screens were switched after your run.
Well, I finished the run, so I was gonna bring up your stream and see, you know, what was going on. And I'm looking at it, and at first I'm like, that something doesn't seem right? And then Hurpix brings up his ship menu, and I see the MFK, and I'm like, how did my ship name change, man? Like, what's going on here? And then it just dawned on me, right? Because, you know, I was like looking at the systems after this, and I was like, oh, well, I know I had cloaking, and all three systems. I don't know which was what, but
that's really hilarious. And I guess I didn't notice. Hurpix, did you rename your ship to the MFK? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Well done. Well played. The mother effing Kestrel is what you end up playing. And honestly, two really good runs. Sadly, we were commenting like Farb's run was Hurpix, so Farb's run looked amazing because you had that cloaking and mind control. You had the system set up, and you had kind of some of the best weapons you could find. How did that run feel for you?
It was frustrating.
Really?
Through the middle part of it, yeah, because I kept missing like every shot I was taking, I felt like, and then it was also just kind of like bad fights, and I kept finding ships that had double burst twos, and I mean I had hacking and stuff, but overall though the run felt real good. I thought I made the right decisions at the right time.
You had a pretty clean boss fight.
Yeah, that was nice. I kind of knew what I was gonna do going into it and just went with it. Somehow lucked out and got a bunch of crew kills. I'm assuming that a lot of the crews died in the side room.
Well, that was
I didn't crew kill. But...
Yeah, well, that was a really clean boss fight for you. Hurpix, on the other hand, barely pulled through. Like you were down to 3 humans. Dealing with boarding on phase 3. How are you feeling during the boss fight on that run? Because it looked really nail biter right there.
I'm just happy I managed to kill the flagship. It was really bad. I wanted to get cloaking in sector 7, but every store was just empty. Or backup battery.
Well, as I was watching your run, you kept getting offered all these free crew, and you're like, no. And so you were down to, I think, 3 humans and 1 mantis for the boss fight, and then lost your mantis. So I was feeling a little tension going into that boarding phase.
Yes, every time I declined the crew, I was like, well, that was not a good idea.
Well, I guess that strategy is to maximize your score since you don't get scrap for that. So I applaud you for being brave, but I'm also scared for you for how close that came. But well done pulling that win through. Honestly, it was pretty surprisingly close. Let's reveal the scores for Hurpix first. I believe it's a 54-73 in I think it was a 56 minute. So
that's mine.
I'm sorry, that's yours.
Yeah,
here we go.
Hurpix, yeah.
My fault. Hurpix was 52-12 in 64 minutes. So that's a tourney score of 185.68. Farb, if we want to reveal his, was the 54-73 and 55-32, which should be a rating of 207.19. So Farb, congratulations. You do have the winning score. Even if we had you flip-flopped, you had a great run.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good run.
And we're going to have you hang out with us, I think, later to do some more casting and guesting, I think, possibly later.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the first match of the quarterfinals with Gabo, if I'm not mistaken.
It'll be one of them. You'll be back later. And Hurpix, thank you so much for a great run, and thanks for, as my chat would say, way more exciting runs when you bring it down to the wire like that.
Yeah, they
No
are.
problem. Anytime.
I'll almost die for you anytime. But awesome run to both
Awesome.
of you. Farb, we'll be seeing you soon, and you do advance, so congratulations again on that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot
And
of
we're
fun. GG,
gonna
Hurpix.
go, yeah, GG to both of you. And we're gonna go to a quick break here. And during the break, we're gonna have a little content creator introduction from one of our Irie content creators named PK Dad. So you guys can check that out while we get set up for the next match, which will be in just a moment. That is gonna be, who's up next? Crow Revel versus Pie Boy. So stick around for that. We'll be back in just a bit, my friends.